Now we're recording. Not responding to my, let's see. Oh, great. It's not responding here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to stop sharing and reshare again. Okay. Okay, there we go. Can you see my screen now?
I can see your screen.
Okay.
I just see you, David. I don't see the screen.
Okay, hold on one second.
I do, David. I do see your screen. And
Okay.
yes, I see it.
Let me go back here. Okay.
Jermaine, you might have to click OK up on top.
Okay.
There we go. Can you guys see that now?
Yeah, start. There we go.
Yes,
Yep.
there we go.
Okay. Thank you, guys. So this is David Schmidt. Obviously, he is the inventor, the CEO, and the creator of Lifewave and the patches that we use. This says that he has over 130 patents. Actually, this is outdated now. He has well over 200 patents. And basically what that says is that he spends all of his time in the laboratory. And that's what we want. We want someone that's passionate about what he's doing. Okay. And what's really unique for us is to have him as the CEO, the scientist, and the inventor. He's all over this technology and it's not going anywhere. He decided back in 2008 to start specializing in age reversal. I found out about him a long time ago, actually, through the Navy contract he had. He developed energy patches for the Navy SEALs. And actually, they're still in use to this day. So he has been instrumental in doing a lot of things using his patch technology. With the X39 patch, he spent 10 years and $4.5 million to develop the technology here that we have in our hands right now. It's totally amazing technology, folks. Totally amazing. Let's go to the next slide here. I can show you the patent with this rule. Let's see. Move. There we go. So there's the patent, folks. And this patent was issued to us in 2020. And basically, when you have a patent, you have to prove what you're saying your technology does. And that's a tremendous thing because David Schmidt absolutely proved that this patch does what he says it's going to do. And we just took a little clip out of it. And on the bottom, on the left side there, you can see it says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants. Folks, this is phenomenal technology. There is nothing on the market right now that would elevate and reboot your own stem cell system. You can get stem cell injections, okay, but there's nothing like this. The technology as far as stem cell injections doesn't hold a candle to what this patch does. You know why? It's real simple. This patch reboots your stem cell system, not some foreign stem cells. It reboots your stem cell system. And when it reboots it so that the stem cells that are being produced are what's known as pluripotent stem cells. And all that means is that they're very, very intelligent, kind of like the stem cells that created you when you were in the womb and as an embryo. Okay, those stem cells, basically what is a stem cell? It's an undifferentiated cell. It's a cell that can become any type of cell. And when you were in the womb, that's exactly how you were created. Stem cells formed your liver, your heart, your lungs, your brain, everything, your skin, which is the largest organ that we have. Stem cells did all of that. And they continue to work on you as you grew up. As a kid, you fell down, skinned your knee, boom, day and a half, you were healed because you were flushed with stem cells. But as we get older, as we can see right here, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Okay, so most people don't understand this right now because no one tells you that. No one says to you that by the time you're 30 years old, half your stem cells are inactive. Okay, right now, millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging because everyone's aging, everyone's getting older every day. Okay, but age 30, you lose half your activity. By age 60, you lose almost all of your stem cell activity. So is there any wonder we have what's known as age-related illnesses? No, not at all, because that's what's happening. Our body no longer has protection. So now we're susceptible to all the things that can happen to us. Okay. It's a very big deal what we have here. So how does this patch work? It's really simple, folks. It's a form of proprietary phototherapy. And all of that means is, let me explain to you this way. When you walk outside in the sun and your body have a conversation that you're not even privy to. The results of that conversation is your body starts producing vitamin D. Everyone understands that, right? That's phototherapy. That's what phototherapy is. Okay, the big name, the scientific name is photobiomodulation, but that's what it is. Well, what David Smith did was capture that technology, if you will, capture that mechanism with organic nanocrystals and salts. Basically, salts and sugars form a lattice. And in that lattice, he embedded the frequency. Okay, the lattice reflects light to activate. The patch, by the way, non-transdermal, not putting anything into your body at all. No drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing. What is in the patch is the signal that David Smith spent 4.5 years and $10 million developing. Okay, that frequency, when the light of your body hits the patch, it activates that frequency, and the spectrum of that light that activated the patch is reflected back into your body, but this time it has the frequency on it. And what does the frequency do? It tells your body to raise a certain peptide. In this case of the X39 patch, it raises GHK copper peptide. Okay, so what's a peptide, real quick? All a peptide is, folks, is 2 amino acids. And basically what amino acids do in our body is they facilitate processes to take place. And in this case, the X39 is elevating GHK copper peptide to facilitate the turning on or the rebooting of our body's stem cell system. Incredible technology, incredible technology. And that's why we got a patent for it. And folks, by the way, we're in over 75 countries. Okay, this company's been around for over 20 years. So this company's not a new company, and the technology in and of itself is not new technology, but this X39 is a breakthrough technology. Let's look at the benefits, okay? And these benefits, by the way, were all proven during the clinical studies. Increased strength. As you get older, do you want to get weaker, or would you like to continue to get stronger? Of course we want to get stronger. This is a big one here, reduced inflammation. We know that most of the illnesses that take place within our bodies are a direct result of inflammation in our bodies. We have too much inflammation in our bodies, all over the place. Now, inflammation in and of itself is not a bad thing. If you fall down and you break your arm or you break your leg, that area swells. Well, it swells to protect it from further injury. And that's a great thing. But having too much inflammation in the body is a bad thing. Okay, that's not a good thing. X39 addresses that immediately. Immediately. I had neuropathy in my feet, in both feet. And I had it so badly that I had just gotten used to the numbness. Okay, within an hour and a half, it was gone after putting the patch on. I'm also like Jermaine, I'm a one patch wonder. I started seeing results pretty much right away. Within an hour, I started seeing results. Reduced inflammation was one of them. Increased stamina, that was another thing that happened for me. Energy and vitality, all of that changed. Mental clarity, that was big. When I put the patch on, I was sitting actually right where I'm sitting right now in front of my computer. And all of a sudden, there was a cloud that just started lifting. It was almost like I was watching television. I watched it lift. I didn't even know I had a cloud, folks. I didn't even know I had mental fog, but I did. Okay. Restored muscle or skeletal conditions. That's another biggie. And I'm going to explain further why that's so important. Improvement of sleep. I sleep deep sleep now. I sleep REM sleep now. And when I wake up, I go to the restroom for any reason. I come back to bed. I go right back to sleep again, deep sleep again. Okay, that's incredible. That hasn't happened for me in a very long time. I'm 70 years old. That hasn't happened in a very long time. Okay, improved skin appearance. Well, that's a big thing, because what happens is the patch also triggers your body. Your body starts making collagen again. Okay, so collagen is great for skin improvement, but also, folks, if you don't understand this, collagen is also important for restored muscle or skeletal conditions, because our tendons and ligaments are all made of collagen. So as we increase the collagen in our body, it goes to those areas and strengthen those areas. It's a very big deal, folks, a very big deal. So let's look at this next slide here. Let's see. Well, why this is operating so slowly like this. Here we go. Okay. So this is a topography map. And I like this because this is science. This can't be disputed. Okay, this is a 77-year-old woman that was part of the study, and she placed the X39 patch behind her neck. So if you look at session 1 before she wore the X39, what jumps out at you? That's right. All of that red. Okay, all of that red. In this particular case, red is not your friend. That's indicative of inflammation in the brain. And because of that inflammation, she has a severe lack of brain coherence. That's just a big word for meaning that things are not transferring real good. Signals are not moving real fast and real clearly. She might have some brain fog. Okay, she might have some brain fog going on, similar to what I had. Session 2, after just 3 weeks on the X39, you can see the difference already. The red is gone. Okay, no more inflammation. So obviously she has now improved brain coherence. Now signals are moving. Maybe the brain fog, like me, lifted. Look at session 3, folks. We're talking about only 6 weeks after being on the X39. Complete turnaround, 100% turnaround, much better brain coherence. And look what it says at the bottom. It can be noted that when she came in, her brain was hyperactive. Okay, it was trying to work. It was trying to function. Okay, her brain calmed down dramatically by the second visit. And after wearing the patch for 3 weeks, her brain remained calm after wearing the patch for 6 weeks. And this is really interesting because Virginia alluded to the fact that a lot of her symptomatology has reduced, but not completely. The longer you wear the patch, the more your body's going to go to work on itself, repairing and rejuvenating systems. Okay, so let's think about this for a quick second. It didn't take you overnight to get in the shape that you're in. That's none of us, by the way, none of us. It took decades to get us in the condition that we're in. So give yourself some time. The fact that you're seeing results at all from wearing this patch shows you how miraculous this technology really is. So you just need to give it some time. Just need to continue to give it time, and you'll see the results. So let's look at the long-term results. These are per the case studies, folks, and I applaud you. I encourage you. Go to thisisitinfo.com and do your own research. You can dive as deep as you want there because all of the clinical studies, everything that went into getting a patent, everything is there. That's one of the things I loved about this company when I first got started. Jermaine is the person who turned me on to these patches. And after I sat in his barber chair and he told me about all of this stuff, I came home so excited and jumped on the computer because I have a background. I was in the Navy when David Smith made those energy patches. I was in the special warfare community. So I knew this technology was possible. All I needed to see was it was real. And when I got home and did my research and realized it was real, I was very, very excited. I was very, very excited. So let's look at this. The first few days, folks, 4,000 genes begin to reset in your body. Think about that for a second. How do you think you're going to feel when 4,000 genes that were dormant all of a sudden wake up? Yeah, you're going to feel some energy. You're going to feel an increase in stamina. Okay, after 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. Now, that's a really big deal because people probably wonder, well, what do you mean by brain balance? My brain is not. Yeah. Have you ever had any depression? How about anxiety? How about PTSD? Those are all brain imbalances. Okay, after 6 weeks, your brain starts to become balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen starts increasing. Remember, we talked about this. So that means all your connective tissues, right? Your ligaments and tendons now are strengthening and your connective tissues are getting better. Your posture should improve. Your balance should improve. Your muscular conditioning should improve. Okay, after 6 months, your heart reverses in age. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. 6 months in, your heart reverses in age. There's nothing, folks, on the market right now that reverses heart age. Nothing. But you know why this does? Because of the stem cells. If your heart is decaying, and all of ours would be, right? Because we're getting older, the stem cells are going to go to work and repair that. Remember, by 60, we pretty much have no activity. So when you reboot your system, all the things that are hurting and decaying and basically dying get rebooted and get new life. So look at what he says at the bottom. It's not anti-aging. It's age reversing. That's very, very important to understand, folks. So how do you wear this magical patch? Okay, you wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So why do people say, well, it works so wonderful, why do you take it off? Well, you want to take it off so your body can get a chance to repair and rejuvenate itself. You got to remember what you're doing here wearing this patch. You're tricking, in a sense, the body. You're putting a patch on with a signal in it that's triggering the body to do a certain action. If you don't take it off and allow the body to rest and rejuvenate, and you continue to keep that signal going, eventually the body will figure out that you've been putting in an artificial signal and it'll stop working with it. If you want to look it up, that term for that is attenuation. Attenuation, A-T-T-E-N-U-A-T-I-O-N. If you look that word up, you'll see what I'm talking about. And hopefully that will make you understand that you want to take the patch off and rest and rejuvenate because you want to be able to put a new patch on and have it start working again like it was brand new. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, so you take it off, throw it away, put a new one on, and repeat the process. You can wear more than one patch at a time. Virginia alluded to wearing multiple patches. I currently have 6 patches, one X39 and then some of the other ones. Okay, so you only need to wear one X39 at a time. Some people wear 2 if their condition is really bad. Okay, you can wear 2, but you don't really need it. One is going to do the job. And the only other thing you need to do to help this patch do its work is to stay hydrated. To drink plenty of water. Now, we already know that we should drink plenty of water, right? Everybody knows that, right? But we don't. Most people don't. Most people are walking around out here dehydrated, basically. Okay, well, if you're wearing this patch, you don't want to do that because you're wearing the patch. Why? Because you want the impact of it. Well, you're going to get the impact of it in a much greater way if you keep your body hydrated. We're 3/4 water. That's not an accident. Water is what transfers all of the processes that happens in our body, how we get rid of waste and things like that. The mechanical processes that are taking on water is what takes care of those processes. So you want to stay nice and hydrated, folks. So look at this. X39 is a very sophisticated technology. There's no doubt about it. It's very sophisticated, but it's so simple. It's so simple. All you have to do is peel a sticker and put it on your body. Okay. And the best thing about it is, like it says here, it works. It really, really works. And if you haven't been patched yet, you heard testimonies, but the best way to find out how it works is to get your own testimony. Get with the person who invited you, get on the patch yourself. And then you can see there that the thisisitinfo.com. If you want information to verify that this is real, go here and study the information. There's no reason not to educate yourself about a technology this powerful. You owe it to yourself to educate yourself because guess what? We are all attached to other people. Would you agree? We are. We're all attached to other people. When you find a benefit like this, that is this transformative, you want to share this with the other people you care and love, right? You want to share this. Well, you're not going to want to share it if you don't feel comfortable knowing about it. So if you wear it, number one, you start getting your own results. But number two, you go in and look at the information, you'll feel much more confident in sharing this patch with other people. Let's look at the company. Lifewave, like I said, has been around for over 20 years, opened in over 75 countries. So we didn't just fall off a turnip truck yesterday. It's been around. But what's exciting about now for us is that we have a product that's not a Me Too product. Okay, what do I mean by that? Vitamins, weight loss. Everybody has that. Everybody has it. If I offer vitamins, somebody says, me too, I got those, right? Everybody has those. No one has this patch, folks, but us. The only people that have this patch are Lifewave brand partners. The only ones. Okay. Now, people say, well, I see it on eBay. I see it on, yeah, you might. And that's because you have a Lifewave brand partner that went and breached their contract with Lifewave and is trying to sell it on eBay. The first problem with that is there's no quality control on eBay. Lifewave does not sell its products on eBay, so there's no quality control on eBay. Secondly, that person breached their contract. They shouldn't be selling this stuff on eBay. Lifewave is controlling the quality of this product by keeping it in-house. Only brand partners have the opportunity to market this product to people, okay? And look at what's happened since we've gotten that opportunity. In 2021, this company was doing $20 million a year. Remember, I told you this patent came out in 2020. The company was doing $20 million in 2021. In 2022, look at the jump. Now, do you think that jump happened just because? No, it happened because of this patch going worldwide and transforming lives. 2023, 430 million. 2024, just last year, over 600 million. We finished the year, folks. Guess what? This year, we're on pace for $1 billion. $1 billion. That's with a B, folks. That does not happen unless you have something that is completely transformative. And we do. We do. This is another basically shows the momentum of the company. There are companies out there that monitor this type of stuff, okay, that talk about the momentum of different companies in the network industry. Well, the Direct Selling Network has an award called the Bravo Award, the Global Bravo Award. And they give that award to companies that are growing at a rapid pace, rather. Well, guess what? Lifewave has gotten that award the last 3 years. So I want you to think about that. The last 3 years, Lifewave has gotten that award. Why? This technology right here. This technology right here. Okay? So I want you to think about that. And this is what I want to explain to you now. When you think about a technology like this, that's having the kind of impact it's having, not just here, but all over the world, okay, that spells opportunity, folks. That screams opportunity. I want you to think about something. We all have jobs and we all work to make money so that we can live, right? And I want you to think about this. In your job, some of us have significant vocations where we make a major difference in people's lives. But a lot of us have vocations that we don't make that big of a difference in people's lives other than the job we're doing. How about being able to help somebody transform the health of their body? Is that a big deal or a little deal? That's a big deal. And then have a company pay you for doing that. That's what Lifewave does, folks. They pay you to do that. And guess what? Was that money? You might say, well, I don't need, yeah. Why? Do you have freedom right now? Do you have time freedom right now? If you have a job, you don't, right? Do you have security with your job? You don't if you have a job. Jobs are not secure. They're not designed to be secure, right? How about travel? Do you travel the way you want to? We know that we're in the patch, you're going to have better health, but now we're talking about a way for you to have less debt. Okay, that's very important. I want to show you the compensation plan here. I'm only going to show you 2 parts of it. There are 9. We just had a meeting over the weekend, yesterday, where they unfolded the compensation plan 2.0. So it's gotten sweeter than what I'm going to show you right now. So I want you to think about that. And all you're doing is what? Sharing this technology that you believe will make a difference in someone's life. The compensation plan is real easy to get started. You're going to have a left side and a right side. That's called a binary. That's the system we operate in, a binary system. That means 2. Okay. In this compensation plan of team commission, they max out at $25,000 a week. That's over $1 million a year, folks. For what? For you sharing this patch with people, and the ones that are excited and want to get on board, they go on your team. One on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. Really, really simple process. Okay. That's team commission. Here, the second part of this is called the matching bonus. This is unlimited income potential. And what this says in a nutshell is Jermaine was my sponsor. Jermaine sponsored me. That means I was his first level. Okay. Everything that I do in my business, Jermaine will make 25% of it. Everything I make, he will make 25% of it. And what's exciting about that, folks, is I love Jermaine. He shared this opportunity with me. Okay. So I don't begrudge Jermaine making anything from what I do. But guess what? It doesn't come out of my pocket. The company pays him that. The company sends him a check for 25% of whatever I do in the business. That's phenomenal. Okay. I sponsor somebody. Let's say I sponsor Virginia. Okay. Virginia is my first, but she's Jermaine's second. 20% you get paid on seconds. Okay. Virginia sponsors somebody. That would be my second, her first. It would be Jermaine's third. He'd make 20% on that. That particular setup can happen as many times as you're willing to talk to people and share this opportunity. Okay. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. I want you to think about something right now. You might think this might be overwhelming to you, but I want you to think about something. What are your opportunities at your job to have multiple areas of making money? You only get paid one way usually at a job. You get a paycheck. You come in, you work, you get a paycheck after that, 2 weeks after, a week after, whatever it is. We get paid every week here, and you control the growth of your salary. That's pretty exciting, folks. That's pretty exciting. And this is how you get started. It's real simple. We have 3 levels. The first one is core. In the core level, you're basically just getting your feet wet. You want to find out how this works. And I would recommend that that's where you start. That's where you start. Everybody should come in where they can come in at. But I believe that that's a great place to start because you get 3 sleeves. Okay, 3 sleeves. This is a sleeve. Okay, and it comes in this packaging. And the sleeve has 30 of these patches. So that's enough for one person for a month. So you get 3 sleeves here for $2.95. Okay, you get a chance to try this out and see if it works for you and your partner and somebody you might want to share with. Okay, at that level, compensation wise, the compensation plan is only open for you for $100. Okay, now that might be changing going forward with the 2.0 plan, but right now it's $100. The next level is the advanced level. That's where you come in at you get 6 sleeves of X39 and it's $535. But the difference here at the advanced level is here, the company has opened up the full compensation plan to you. Because I guess they kind of feel at the advanced level, you're probably someone that's serious and probably someone that's going to share the patches because you're getting 6 sleeves. Okay, so you're getting 6 times 30. So you have patches now that you could share with other people. So the company's recognizing that, and now they're opening up the full compensation plan to you. The next and last level is the premium package. Obviously, like it says, this is for the serious builder. This is where I upgraded to after I realized what I had my hands on. Because when Jermaine first told me about it, I went home, I signed up under the advance. But as soon as I realized what I had my hand on after some further research, I upgraded. And fortunately, the company allows you to do that. I upgraded to the premium package. Obviously, I'm a serious business builder. And now I get my sleeves at a much more reduced price. Instead of $99.95, I get it at $84 a sleeve. I get 20 sleeves. Okay, that's very exciting because now not only can I have sleeves for myself and for the family members and people I care about, but now I can share sleeves with potential business partners that are coming on board and trying it out. If somebody orders a core package, I can give them 2 or 3 sleeves to get started so they don't have to wait for their sleeves to come in the mail. It helps you get started quicker. It helps you kickstart things. I hope that makes sense for everybody. This is an incredible situation. It's an incredible situation. Okay, so these are 2 websites that you can go to learn everything you need to learn about this company and about this technology. The first is This Is It Info, as I alluded to earlier. I recommend you go there because that's where all the science is. That's where everything is to explain how this technology works, how it was developed. It's important to know that. It's important to know that. Okay. The second site, thisisitteam.com. That's where you go after you've gotten yourself involved and you starting to build. That's where you go and learn from A to Z how to actually go about building a business in this industry. Folks, that website by itself would cost millions of dollars if you had to do it yourself. But guess what? You don't. Somebody did it for us already. We have leadership that's just phenomenal, and they put that together for us already. Okay, so I don't want to waste a bunch of your time, but now is your time to start thinking about this seriously to make a move and do something. First of all, think about your health. That's the first thing you should think about, your health. Is your health where you want it to be? You don't know. You really don't know. You might feel great, but who knows what's going on inside the body? Remember what I told you, by age 30, half of your stem cells are inactive. If you understand what stem cells are and what they do in the body, to have half of them inactive is a no-no. It's a no-no. You don't want your stem cells not working. You want them working. Okay, so this is an opportunity to get that started. This is the hope for your future, right? Get started with this X39. Get back with the person who invited you. If you have more questions, ask those questions. I'll tell you what, I'm going to end the slideshow right now. So if you do have some questions right now, we can talk about it. Let me see here. Let me stop sharing. Okay. All right, Jermaine, you can see us all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anyone that's on the call have any questions about anything I covered? Or maybe something I didn't cover?
I have one question.
Sure. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
I got a question. Essentially, the peptides are they the patches is FDA approved or regulated at all?
It doesn't have to be. It's not a medicine.
Okay.
It's not a food, so it doesn't have to be FDA certified.
Just the peptide.
It's considered a class 1 wellness product.
Yeah, so I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be. And guess what? That's a great question, and that's a beautiful situation for us. Okay, we don't have to go through all of that rigmarole with the FDA, and as long as we stay in our lane, we will never have to deal with the FDA. It's when we start making claims that we shouldn't make, whether it be about the technology or about the compensation. That's when they start digging into your business. But if you stay in your lane, right, and talk about this as it should be talked about, no problems at all. No problems at all. It's just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal situation. And like I said earlier, the fact that you can share something like, first of all, that you can use something like that and change your own physical life, but then have the opportunity to share this with other people, transform their lives, and then get compensated for it. That's phenomenal. That's how you should be getting compensated, by doing something incredible for someone else. That's the best way I can think of for being compensated. I don't know about anyone else, but for me, that's the way to do it, making a big difference in someone's life. Does anyone else have any questions about anything I covered or anything I might not have covered?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
If it don't work, can I get my money back?
You sure can. You sure can. The company has a 30-day money-back guarantee for brand partners. It's a 90-day money-back guarantee for retail customers. So I want you to think about that for a second. The company gives you retail customers a 90-day opportunity to try the product, and if they're not satisfied, return it. I've not seen anybody that I've been dealing with in almost 3 years return anything because it works. But think about that. They are very confident in their technology. David Schmidt is very confident in this technology because he gives us a 30-day opportunity. And guess what? It's real. If you used all of your patches in 30 days and you felt like nothing happened, you could call into the company and say, hey, I used my patches, nothing happened. They're going to give you your money back. You're not going to be a brand partner anymore, right? Because you said it didn't work, but they're going to give you your money back. If you have patches left, they're going to say, send us back the patches. But if you don't have any left, no problem. No problem. Money back guarantee because you're within that 30-day window. I don't know of any companies that do that. They tell you they'll do that, but then when the time comes, push comes to shove, they don't do that. They do that here. And like I said, I haven't seen anybody ask for a money back guarantee. I know I haven't. I've been using it for almost 3 years now. It works. There's no reason to get money back. Does that answer your question, Jermaine?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, listen, I'm not going to hold anybody any longer. Thank you for jumping on. Virginia, I appreciate you getting on here. Your testimony is just amazing. And I really appreciate you being on today. Thank you.
I sent you a coaching text.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
Jermaine,
afternoon.
you want to close it out, Jermaine?
Yeah, thank you, Pat. Thank you for Virginia. Thank you, David. Thank everybody that got on. I think Devlin was on as well. And I appreciate y'all taking y'all time out to get on. And we're going to have another Zoom this coming Thursday at 7:15 p.m. And if you have anybody, friend, family, coworker, get them on a Zoom. Get their opinion. Get them on a Zoom so they can see what you saw. And thanks so much, Dave. You did an excellent job.
All right, but you're so welcome, man. You're so welcome.
Yes, it was excellent.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And so were you, Virginia.
Oh, well, thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.